After UFC Fight Night Nashville, Derek Lewis versus Talison Teixeira. There were three heavyweight fights on that card that kind of boosted up the heavyweight division a little bit, and I had a couple takes on the heavyweight division on how it can get better, because we all know that this is the next fight right here, Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane, but the real question is, who's going to be the next prospect on the rise? You know, what can the UFC do to make heavyweight a little bit more better? Because those three fights were really entertaining. You saw a lot of young guys. You saw, Derek Lewis getting a knockout win against a young prospect that the UFC was really pushing to try and get, him to Tom Aspinall, somebody to add to Tom Aspinall's resume. But I got a couple takes, and we're going to talk about them. The first take that I want to talk about is Walter Walker. He needs to be ranked. 3 heel hook submissions in the UFC at heavyweight is insane. He's just shown that he has amazing grappling, and I don't know who's going to stop this guy, to be honest with you. 3 heel hook submissions in the first round. There's not, heavyweights are garbage at grappling, and especially to how I thought he was gonna lose to Kenny Usuchukwu, and this man pulls guard and grabs this man's heel and basically twists it and demolishes it almost. I thought he broke Kenny Usuchukwu's heel. He probably did, but when he's doing this, like when he's doing these heel hooks, most of these guys are panic tapping because they've never been in a heel hook like that, especially in heavyweight. You don't really think a heavyweight's gonna do that to you. But Walter Walker, he's not the clean monster. He was the heel hook monster. Let's be honest right now, and he needs to be ranked, bro. There's a lot of guys at heavyweight right now that should not be ranked, and they're taking Walter Walker's spot on the rankings, bro. And one of these guys are Tai Tuivasa. Tai Tuivasa needs to be dropped from the rankings, bro. 5 losses in a row, and this guy's not even focused on his UFC career anymore. This guy is like over 600 pounds at this point. He's smoking dope left and right, bro. He's out here just throwing shoeies into his mouth. And I think the only reason why the UFC has this man in the rankings is because if you look at the guys he's lost to, the guys that beat him, Tai Tuivasa, those are one of their best wins in the UFC, and that was because Tai Tuivasa was on a roll until that Cyril Gane lost, and then from there they just kept throwing up guys that were just way more athletic than him and way better skilled than him, and that's it. And from there it was just he was toast. But Tai Tuivasa should not be in the rankings right now, bro. I feel like you gotta replace Walter Walker with Tai Tuivasa, and that'd be perfect because Walter Walker's just showing right now that if he gets your leg, he's gonna destroy you. Tai Tuivasa, he's just on the couch right now, eating himself alive. But we move on to the next take. Try and get these guys closer to a title shot. Vitor Petrino and Derek Lewis. Let's start off with Vitor Petrino. Vitor Petrino, he comes out here against Austin Lane, gets a submission win, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Vitor Petrino looked scary out there at heavyweight. Like, you can tell he was cutting a lot of weight to make light heavyweight, but right now he is bulked up. He is huge. No Diddy, by the way. But my guy is swole for heavyweight. And we've seen that he has knockout power, dude. He was on a 2-fight losing skid. I think it was a 2-fight losing skid, but he was on a losing streak. His last loss was to Justin Jacoby, and he comes into heavyweight, destroys Austin Lane. Austin Lane's not good at heavyweight. We know that. There's not a lot of good heavyweights out here. But Vitor Petrino, I feel like if he gets a little run under him, like a 3-fight winning streak, he can find himself in a title shot against Tom Aspinall pretty quickly. He took no damage against Austin Lane, dude. That's another thing. Like, I feel like if Vitor Petrino just they feed him a couple guys, like, I don't know, like a Marcin Tybura, even though Marcin Tybura is literally the gatekeeper of the heavyweight division. Like, if you don't get past Marcin Tybura, you're cooked. Like, let's be honest, you're cooked. But I feel like Vitor Petrino, give him, if he gets like a 3-fight winning streak, I can see him against Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall obviously has beaten everyone in the heavyweight division, and imagine you got an athletic guy like this, that obviously that's gonna boost the interest up of some of the fans, like Vitor Petrino against Tom Aspinall. Whoa, that's crazy. Like, Vito Petrino's a name that I think the UFC, should start pushing out there. Give him a main, an Apex main event or something right now, dude. Immediately. He literally just took out Austin Lane so quickly. And I think Victor Petrino, he can get himself closer to a title shot. Derek Lewis as well. Derek Lewis is probably like 2 fights away from a title shot. Remember, Derek Lewis has not fought Tom Aspinall. And Derek Lewis is the KO King. Imagine Tom Aspinall having the KO King on your resume. That'd be pretty nice. And Derek Lewis went out there, demolished a young prospect, and I think Derek Lewis, he's 2 fights away. He called out Waldo Cortez Acosta, but Cortez Acosta is fighting Sergey Popovich. And I know what Derek Lewis is trying to say, like, give me somebody close to my number, maybe another guy, and then he can get a title shot. So I think the UFC should really try and push these guys closer to a title shot. After Tom Aspinall's done with Ciryl Gane, they're probably going to throw in Jailton Almeida or Alexander Volkov, whoever wins between Volkov and Almeida, even though I really think Volkov should be next for Tom Aspinall, but they tried him and robbed him against Ciryl Gane. But it's like after that, who's really next for Tom Aspinall? We kind of don't know. So I think they should really try and push these two a little bit more, get them closer, to Tom Aspinall. But another take that I had, stop rushing these heavyweight prospects, dude. Stop rushing these heavyweight prospects. Talashin Teixeira, yes, he knocked out Justin Tafa, but he did not deserve to headline a main event. He didn't. I know the UFC really wants a young prospect right now to just go up into the division, beat a couple more guys to, go up against Tom Aspinall. But the guys that you're rushing are not like showing anything, like Walter Walker. Walter Walker, 3 heel hook submissions. That's a guy that you should be at least rushing. All right, let's give him a number. Like his next fight has to be somebody ranked for sure, Walter Walker. But these guys, Jonathan Denise, I felt like they rushed him a little bit too hard. They gave him Marcin Tybura, who, let's be honest, Marcin Tybura is a crafty vet. The same thing happened with Mick Parkins. They gave him Marcin Tybura. They went up against a crafty vet and they couldn't get it done. Yeah, Mick Parkins, it was a close fight against Marcin Tybura, but I don't know. I feel like the UFC, they're rushing these heavyweight prospects a little bit too much, and it's costing them. And it's not like they're coming from light heavyweight up to heavyweight where they're, it's lighter man skill and they're more better on the feet and, better on the ground. So they got to stop rushing these guys. Like Talashin Teixeira, dude, did not deserve to fight against Derek Lewis, and it showed. He literally looked like a Brazilian taxi cab that, it was horrible. It was horrible. But they need to stop rushing these heavyweight prospects. Let them build themselves up to the rankings. Tell them to lose some weight too, bro, because they're like a little bit too morbidly obese and they can't move out there as quick as fast as they can. Except Talashin Teixeira, but Talashin Teixeira I think Talashin Teixeira, after that Justin Tafa win, probably needed to fight one of these guys right here. Jonathan Denise or Mick Parkins. Build a name off another name. A young prospect against another young prospect. But yeah, stop rushing these heavyweight prospects. Another take. Cut the Tafa bros from the UFC, please. Cut them. Like, Justin Tafa does not deserve to be in the UFC. Junior Tafa, especially after what happened at UFC Nashville. This guy literally, I picked Junior Tafa to beat Tuco Tokos, and he looked built out there. He lost weight. He comes out there against Tuco Tokos, could not even defend a takedown, and Tuco Tokos gets this man's neck and submits him, bro. Like, I just couldn't believe it, bro. I can't believe he gave Tuco Tokos his first win in the UFC. You got to cut these guys, bro. You got to cut the Tafa bros. They don't do anything for the UFC. Like, Talashin Teixeira's win against Justin Tafa put in the head of, like, the matchmakers and Dana White, like, oh, Talashin Teixeira, he just destroyed Justin Tafa. He's ready for anybody. Like, come on, bro. He's not that good. The Tafa bros are not that good. Cut him from the UFC. But I wanted to talk about now what light heavyweights should be moving up to heavyweight, because, bro, that's another thing. We don't have enough guys out here in the heavyweight division that are good for Tom Aspinall. And I feel like if these guys would move up, fight at least 2 guys in the heavyweight division, they would make a name for themselves for a title shot. And one of the guys that I'm going to talk about right now is Alexander Rakic. Alexander Rakic. Who is there for him to fight at light heavyweight? He's fought everybody at this point. He's fought Jury, he's fought Magomed, he's fought Khalil Round, he's fought everybody, dude. I think he fought Khalil Round. I don't think he has, but he's fought everybody. Rakic, he really just needs to move up to heavyweight, not try and kill himself making this weight cut, and I'm pretty sure with the skills that he has, he would easily beat anybody in the top 10 at heavyweight and immediately make a name for himself for a title shot against Tom Aspinall. What is he waiting for? Like, he's not getting any younger. He gets a lot of injuries, but I feel like if he bulks up, not have to cut so much weight, doesn't have to have a crazy training camp like that, he can definitely make a name for himself in the heavyweight division, dude. I just don't get it right now. Another thing. Another guy is definitely Oezdemir. Oezdemir, he's fought everybody at light heavyweight as well, bro. He's fought everybody at light heavyweight as well. He's not getting any younger. He's 33 years old. Move up to heavyweight. Move up to heavyweight. You're definitely more skilled on the feet than some of these heavyweights for sure. You have good grappling as well. What are you waiting for, Volkan Oezdemir? Move up to heavyweight. You can definitely make a little run. Give Tom Aspinall another name for him to fight. It's easy. Like, I don't know why these guys just don't move up to heavyweight. Another guy, Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill should move up to heavyweight. I know that he became champ down there in light heavyweight, but right now his footwork is just so bad. It's just too noticeable, and these guys at light heavyweight are just noticing it, and they're just way too skilled, and they're just gonna kill Jamal Hill on the feet. And he has no grappling as well. Jamal Hill, if he would move up to heavyweight, he wouldn't have to worry about, working on his footwork like that. And he has the power to knock these guys out at heavyweight too, and he's much faster. That's another thing too. Jamal Hill, yeah, he's fast at light heavyweight, but imagine him at heavyweight, dude. He would be way faster, and he would destroy guys on the feet, and he would knock them out in the first round. I feel like Jamal Hill needs to just move up to heavyweight. It's this time in his career. He's not getting any younger. Most of these guys are not getting any younger, let's be honest. But I feel like if he moves up to heavyweight, it would benefit his career. He'd be up in the top 10 rankings. He would not have to be going down right now like how he is in light heavyweight rankings. Jamal Hill, move up to heavyweight, please. Another guy, Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker's headlining against Ming Yin Yang on the China card. Brother, you're gonna get smoked. You have no chin. Look what your brother's doing at heavyweight. You have the grappling too. You have the grappling. You have somewhat of the knockout power, but your chin is just destroyed for this division at light heavyweight. Move up to heavyweight. You're way faster. You're way more skilled than those guys up there. Any of these 4 guys right here would beat Walter Cortez Acosta, bro, or Sergey Spivak, or Marcin Tybura. Like, any of these guys, bro. You cannot tell me no. I just don't understand why these guys think they're gonna do something in their division. If you see that you're on a losing streak, if you see that you can't even, accumulate wins against guys that are moving up in that division, move up. It's not gonna hurt you. The heavyweight division is dead right now. It's getting better, yes, but move up. You want to make a name for yourself in another division? Heavyweight it is. Last guy that I'm going to talk about is Julius Walker. Julius Walker, he made his UFC debut on short notice against Alonzo Menifield, and he didn't look bad at that fight, but I just feel like Julius Walker, he'd be really good at heavyweight. He'd be really good at heavyweight. He's 25 years old. He's super young. And I just think he is not as skilled as some of the young prospects that we've seen at light heavyweight. Like Ming Yang will destroy this guy. And remind you, this guy, Julius Walker, has only a couple fights under his belt. I think if Julius Walker moved up, and he would fight some of these morbidly obese guys that just aren't fast on the feet, I think Julius Walker would do really good. He's young. He could probably make a little run in the heavyweight division. Julius Walker, move up to heavyweight. But this is my take on the heavyweight division. I really think that, you know, the UFC should tell some of these guys at light heavyweight, yo, move up. It's not going to hurt you. If anything, it benefits you and it benefits the division. And you might get a closer title shot to Tom Aspinall and get knocked out by Tom Aspinall, but still, it benefits your career. And cut the Tafa bros. Give Walter Walker a ranking spot already. Push Vitor Petrino and Derek Lewis right now. Derek Lewis is not getting older, and he's a fan favorite in this division. But I'm J-Neps MMA. Like and subscribe. I'm out.